Well, here's a list I think everyone's kind of been waiting for, and that is my top 15 worst Megaman X Mavericks. Now, if you're wondering why I'm sounding like this, it's because my baby sister is recently going to go to sleep right now, and I really don't want to lose my voice just to wake her up, so I'm going to try to be as calm as possible. If you're expecting some freak out things, I'm sorry, you'll rarely get any of those. But yeah, wow, this is one project that has been overdue from the start. And don't get me wrong, it was kind of easy making the list. It was just the right time to get this video out, and I apologize for the huge delays I've been making. I just, just recently had to take care of my baby sister. I don't want to wake her up. And I'm just trying to find the right time when she isn't crying, so I don't get distracted. But anyways, here it is. My long overdue 15 worst Mavericks list from the Megaman X series by your host, the Flute Ninja. Same list as before, no Mavericks on command mission, at least one Maverick per entry, and only Mavericks that give you weapons. Let's get started. Number 15. Duff McWhalen, or Tidal Whale from Mega Man X5. Now, because I am supposed to be including at least one Maverick per game, that means I have to give some flack to my favorite in the series, Mega Man X5. Of all the X games, not counting Maverick Hunter X or Command Mission, X5 has my favorite lineup of Mavericks. You got the likes of Axel the Red, the Skyver, Izzy Glow, but sadly I can't say everything is positive with the list because there is always one elephant in the room, or in this case, one whale in the room, and for me personally, Duff McWhalen is that one whale in the room. Now before I go into everything wrong with this guy, let's see what he did right. 1, I love his name, Duff McWhalen. That always gives me a chuckle. 2, his design is interesting to say the least. I mean, a Maverick based off a whale, there's really nothing more you could have done with the whale, so you know what? The design, I will let that slide. And one more positive. What's another positive I can do? I do love his stage music. And yes, I am fully aware it's just a remix of Bubble Crab's music from X2, but goddamn it, is it a good remix. And yeah, that's all I got for positives. What is it about Duff McWhalen that just sticks out like a sore thumb? First, let's talk about his stage. Now, being that he's based off a whale, we expect it's going to be a water stage, so that's no problem. Now, I'm in the minority of gamers. I actually don't mind water levels. They don't bug me in the way. Unfortunately, Duff McWhalen is an exception to this rule. It's not because it's a water level. It's because it's a water level and it's an auto-scrolling section. Or a stage, I should say. Yeah, that is not a good sign. Two things that do not work together. There is a submarine that is chasing you throughout the entire stage, and you have to face this thing 3 different times with either X or 0. And if you want to get everything and go for 100%, you have to play the stage twice. Yeah, that's a good start, isn't it? Now let's move on to his boss fight. For the most part, it's alright. I mean, all he does is shoot ice cubes or blocks at you, and they don't harm you. And then when he shoots enough ice blocks, he'll send out a goose shaver, and then the ice blocks will start pushing you back, containing some hazards you have to avoid. Okay, you know what? Simple, easy to dodge. I can get used to it. Until he loses most of his health, and that's when the second phase begins. He swims into the other room and shoots ice blocks at you. Sounds like a good challenge, right? Well, here's the problem. The ice blocks, they come at a faster rate, and this wouldn't be a problem if it weren't for one fatal flaw. The spike wall. Yeah, as everybody knows, spikes are an insta-kill in the Mega Man series. And since that the ice blocks come at a faster rate, you're gonna have mad reflexes trying to dodge all of those ice blocks. And yes, I know we can use Grizzly Slash weapon to, disrupt Duff McWhalen, but that's still not an excuse on why the second half is so shit. So personally, me, Duff McWhalen is without a doubt the weakest Maverick in X5, and it shows how great this game is if this is its weakest Maverick. Number 14. Frost Walrus from Mega Man X4. Now here's the thing. I hate ice levels. Yeah, you heard me right. I hate ice levels more than water levels. And that's because of one thing. And you'll know where I'm going with this. Ice physics. Here's the strange thing, though. His stage is actually kind of fun. There's barely any ice physics, at least from what I call for. And the slipperiness, it actually makes me enjoy the stage rather than get me frustrated. However, that's where the positive sort of end. The other thing that Frost Rose does is his weapon. It's alright for the most part. I mean, it's just an ice shield, nothing too crazy to go over, but it's at least far from terrible. It's alright. Now that is where the positive ends. The first problem I have with this guy, the design. Do you know something? It's just Frostman's design from Mega Man 8, just with a Walrus makeover. That is lazy. Secondly, while I do think his stage is really fun and creative, the music just doesn't work for me. I get what they were trying to go for, you know, trying to fit the music with the whole stage gimmick. You know, a wintry, ice stage, you should have a wintry music. But this music is just cliche, it's generic, and it's actually forgettable, to be honest. I barely remember the track at all. But what really gets to me about Frost Walrus is his boss fight. It's pathetically easy. Okay, maybe until maybe the second half, but for the first part, it's pathetic. He slides, and even without his weakness, this boss is a total joke. He has a little bit of predictable moves like the slide and the ice gimmicks, but at least in the second half, he kind of makes up for it. But that seriously doesn't excuse the fact that I consider Frost Walrus the worst X4 Maverick in the game. And trust me, that's kind of saying a lot. Number 13. Chilled Penguin from Mega Man X1. This is what I like to call Frost Walrus Jr. Because, Chill Penguin kind of suffers from opposite reasons that I have with Frost Walrus. With Frost Walrus, he had a bad design, a pathetic boss fight, and a forgettable soundtrack. Chill Penguin has somewhat opposite reasons. Well, for one thing, the design, while simple, it's unique. Again, similar with Tidal Whale, there's nothing really you could have done with a penguin, so I will let the design slide. Everything else is a big problem. The stage, it's boring. It's even more boring than Tidal Whale stage, and trust me, that was already bad enough, but this stage, there's barely anything to remember, minus the snowball enemies, and maybe the only ride chaser that Chill Penguin has, and other than that, I don't remember anything else. I do remember his boss fight, though, and how it's unbelievably easy even without his weakness weapon. All he does is ice cubes, ice penguins, and if even you're really skilled enough, you can beat this guy with no damage. And people say Storm Eagle's easy, really? And as for his weapon, I hardly use it. I really don't think it's that good of a weapon. I mean, the shotgun ice, I mean, it sounded like a cool thing. Pardon the pun. It sounded like a cool idea. Like, shoot an ice block to the wall and have, maybe ice shoot out the other way around. Sounds like a cool idea. But the power, it's weak, and again, I hardly use the weapon against maybe Spark Mandrill, but that's the only time I use the weapon. So yeah, Chill Penguin, you may not be the worst Maverick, but dude, you could have been much better. And I'm sorry, he did not do any better in the remake, especially given the fact that X has to shoot out the damn weapon every 5 seconds! Number 12. Tunnel Rhino for Mega Man X3. I really wanted to like this Maverick. I mean, look at this guy. Look at that design. Drills all over his body. He's like Ground Man from Mega Man and Base in the form of Rhino. Look at that design! How can you go wrong with a design like that? Well, for every step forward, there's bound to be 4 steps backwards. The stage. It's boring. It's forgettable. There's barely anything to remember minus the mini-boss. And again, I know, it fits his gimmick being underground and stuff, but that's not enough. I want things to remember about this stage. Pardon the mini conversation with my mother, I'm sorry about that. But going back on track here, like an Armored Armadillo had a better mining stage. Really, Rhino? You had to be outlasted by a armadillo of all things? And the problems don't end there. The boss fight. What happened with the boss fight? Look at that design again. Look at this design one more time. How did you screw up a boss fight, Tunnel Rhino? Just how? All you do is just charge back and forth, and you occasionally try to shoot out some drills trying to fake you out, but again with Chill Penguin, you could defeat this guy even without his weakness, and once again, you're skilled enough, you would take no damage, and his overdrive doesn't do anything other than make him immune to damage. And as for his weapon, listen, I'm gonna have to disagree with Arrow Dragon on this one. I don't find his weapon to be that good. Once again, the idea sounded cool, you know, multiple hits with a Tornado Fang, or I forgot what the weapon was called, but I think it was like Tornado Fang or something. Comment to me if you know what the weapon is, but the weapon, what happened? It's weak, I barely used the damn weapon, and, wow, just every time, I just feel heartbroken. That's the thing about Tunnel Rhino, I just feel heartbroken. He could have been an awesome Maverick, but with these stats back, you know I have to call out some BS. I mean, Rhino, as cool as your design is, I cannot overlook the other flaws you have. Number 11, Brun Roster from Megaman X8. Brun Roster is one of those Mavericks that, once again, cool idea, badly executed. Similar with Tunnel Rhino, the design, a Kung Fu Rooster with a fire superpower. That is awesome. The stage? Nope. The boss fight? Maybe. The weapon? Maybe. But I'm still starting to know. The stage. First off, why do you have a fire-based Maverick and not give him a fire-based stage? You know what the stage is? It's an auto-scrolling stage. But I think it's worse than Duff McWhalen's auto-scrolling stage. You want to know why? Because it's a vertical style. You go too late, you die. You go too early, you die. At least with Duff McWhalen, you can go to the furthest all across the screen and not get yourself killed. With Brun Roster, no. Go too early, you die. Go too late, you die. And trust me, the problems do not end there. Can somebody please tell me why there are enemies with Ice Blast in a stage that's supposed to be a fire gimmick? This isn't like in the first S game where you beat Chill Penguin, Flame Mammoth stage turns into ice. No, it's not like that. There are literally robots with Freeze Blast in a fiery stage. That makes no sense. And after you get past through the, skill stage, guess what? There's a second auto-scrolling section. And this time, it's worse, because they have these metal crates that will try to stall you if you go too late or too early again. You know what I mean. And after you're done with that, you then get to Brun Roster. He puts up one of the cheapest fights I have ever seen in the Mega Man X series. He does what you expect. He does, a fire pillar stuff, try to shoot fire. But he also has a fiery Kung Fu kick that rebounds the wall, and after some of his health is gone, He then puts up 2 fire pillars that never go away, and he's immune to damage while he's doing that, thus making the boss fight even cheaper. Oh, but that's not all. You want to know what happens after you beat him? You just get the weapon, right? Wrong. You know what happens? A third auto-scrolling section, this time with lava rising up, and you have to climb up each platform. Were the weapons worth it though? Mostly not. The only one that I used of the 3 was Axel's flamethrower. I mean, I barely use it, and as for Zero, I never use it, not even against a boss's weakness. This rooster is a disgrace to all birds of all kind, and trust me, he's not the only one. He's not the first, and he certainly won't be the last. Alright, you know what, I'm just gonna end the video right here. I know you guys were expecting to see all 15 of the Mavericks plus the dishonorable matches, but I mean, it's just been a long day for me. Well, not really, but I mean, I've been trying to do multiple recording sections. I was just not pleased with any of them that I could just mess up eventually later down. I mean, yeah, I made a little mess ups here and there, but not to the degree of this. Now, I just don't want to mess up everything, all 15, so I'm just going to end the video right here. That was Mavericks 15 through 11. Come back next time, we'll discuss Mavericks 10 through 6. Yes, I forgot to mention this will be a 3-parter list. I'm the Flute Ninja, and I'll see you in part 2.